WKBN 27 First News starts in-depth coverage now with breaking news.
Good afternoon, I'm Megan Lee. We're interrupting programming on WKBN 27 and 33 WYTV to update you on a very serious train derailment in East Palestine. A news conference is expected to start any moment, but I kind of want to walk you through and show you where that area is and is under a mandatory evacuation. We've also just learned that there will be a 10 p.m. curfew tonight for the evacuation zone. That information coming from the Columbiana Sheriff's Office, but we're going to go to the press conference right now that is happening in East Palestine. First News reporter Abigail Coutier is there, so we are going to get you to that press conference. We're going to be going to that any moment. I see the mayor.
That being said, we need to keep people away from the scene. We still have a bunch of people trying to sneak in, going around barricades. Not only are they creating a hazard for themselves, but they are creating a hazard for our first responders, especially our police force, trying to make sure that they get out of the way. We've had some concerns about the drinking water. The drinking water is safe, so any rumors you hear are untrue. It's being tested. Everything's good. You might have some discoloration because we used 200,000 gallons of our water and 200,000 gallons from the Taker shuttle. Also, there is a no-fly zone, and that was enacted by the FFA, or the FAA. We've been having some problems with drones, people flying personal drones, so we need to stop that. I'm going to now turn it over to the fire chief.
All right, I'm the fire chief. My name's Keith Dravick. We're still monitoring the situation very closely with the EPA, Norfolk Southern, their hazmat response team, and various other agencies. The area is still very dangerous. We are not allowing any of our people in that area still to this point for safety concerns. The product in question that we're dealing with and most concerned about is vinyl chloride. The rail car that was carrying that is doing its job. The safety features of that rail car are still functioning. We are going to stay out of that area until Norfolk Southern deems it safe for us to go in and them to go in to start to mitigate this even further. We urge everybody, please stay away from the area. We've had several, as the mayor said, several people trying to sneak down in there, get closer to it, get pictures. You're putting yourself and us in danger. Stop. Let us handle the situation. All we want is the safety of the citizens and residents. Peggy?
Peggy Clark, Columbiana County EMA Director. So the evacuation shelter remains open at the East Palestine Junior Senior High School. That's at 320 West Grant Street here in the village of East Palestine. The Red Cross is currently staffing that location. We still do have residents remaining at the shelter. The public can call 211 for any additional information. We will continue to provide 211 with any updates that we receive as quickly as we receive them. Norfolk Southern has announced that they will be opening a family assistance center. That's going to be at the East Palestine City Park Community Center. That's at 31 Park Avenue in the village of East Palestine. This is going to open today at 4 o'clock p.m. and will remain open until 10 o'clock this evening. The center will reopen tomorrow morning, that's Sunday, at 8 a.m. and remain open till 8 p.m. Norfolk Southern will work with the residents who have been affected by this accident and provide additional information to them regarding what assistance can be provided to the residents. That's all I have, Chief.
We are providing staffing at our firehouse 24/7 during this incident to make sure that we have everything in place if we need anything inside the village, along with assistance from our neighboring and mutual aid departments.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention, there is a member of the FTSB on scene. What? NTSB on scene. So that we have a gathering tonight at 7 o'clock to talk to them. There will be no other press briefings tonight, possibly tomorrow. We will try to keep everybody informed at least 2 hours beforehand. I guess I'll open it up to any questions.
I would like to know about material data safety sheets. Janet Rogers with WFMJ News. What do the MSDS sheets say about breathing the chemical substance that's been emitted to the air? Are there any concerns for people's health, animals' health, or well-being?
I don't have that sheet in front of me to give you exact answers on that. I can tell you that the EPA, along with a contracted company through Norfolk Southern, are doing constant air monitoring throughout, and we have 0 readings of any health risks as far as anything airborne coming from the chemicals that they're looking for.
Abigail Cloutier, WKBN. Are there any concerns about streams, runoff? What should families, homes, communities downstream of any of that potentially need to do?
You want me to take that or you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, there has been some runoff detected in the streams. Again, a contract company from Norfolk Southern, in conjunction with the EPA, are mitigating that, doing continuous testing and putting in safeguards to prevent any further downstream flow of that material.
What chemicals are in the water?
I can't answer that right now. I don't have those in front of me.
Chief, can you just talk about the massive response that you had in the scene down there and stuff? I mean, it's a pretty big scene, and to be able just even to manage what's going on down there. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it is a very large scene. Very fortunate with the guys that I have working with me in our mutual aid departments. I believe in total we had 68 entities from 3 states and multiple counties providing mutual aid and automatic aid to us through this incident. It was handled to the best of our ability in the safest way that we possibly could. And again, we kept doing what we needed to do until Norfolk Southern had determined that it got to the point where we needed to pull back and let the safety features of the cars themselves handle the situation.
Can you explain what that is? The safety feature on the tank?
I'm not a tank car specialist, so I'm not going to try and explain it.
So is the alternative here now just to let it burn itself out and then go in and...
From our understanding, as long as that safety feature is functioning in the way that it's designed to do for that rail car for an incident like this, the best, safest option is to leave that safety feature intact and continue to work the way it does. Once that product gets to the point where it's they determine it's safe enough to go in and start mitigating that, that's when we'll do that.
Any time frame on that?
No time frame. It just depends on the release of the product and the safety systems in place.
And how long are you going to have people shelter in place? Mayor, any time frame on that?
As of right now, it's until further notice. We can't give a specific time. We have to let the train car do its thing, and once it's done, then we can hopefully go in and get everything put out, and then we have to work with the EPA, work with Norfolk Southern, and figure out when the best time is to let people come back to their homes.
Has Norfolk Southern taken any responsibility? Do they know what caused the crash? Are there any injuries, and what type of assistance and help will they be offering people at the center, the family centers?
As of right now, it's still under investigation, so nobody knows what's going on. We have to. It's not safe to put anybody in there to put out the fire, so they can't start investigating that. As far as what's going to be happening up there, did they discuss more of that with you?
Yeah, they will meet with the residents themselves and discuss whatever problems this event has caused each resident. It might be different for every person that might visit the Family Assistance Center, but Norfolk Southern will deal with those people one-on-one.
Does this mean they'll be paying for hotel stays or staying somewhere? Or?
I can't answer that question, ma'am. That would be up to Norfolk Southern what they choose to do with that.
As far as injuries, there's been 0 injuries related to this incident that we're aware of.
Also, 0 structures were involved in this incident.
It appeared that there was maybe aerial surveillance going on over the site. Can you describe what they saw from up there?
Just an entanglement of cars. Right now, it's still smoke. heavy smoke. One car was, I guess venting would be the lack of a better term. So they're trying to get the best picture they can to find out what exactly is in the cars through the label on the side of the car.
Would you characterize the fire as the same or worse, or is it lessened a little bit?
It's definitely lessened a little bit as stuff starts to burn out, but I mean, there's definitely still fire and definitely a lot of smoke in the atmosphere. Just look outside.
Have you guys seen the video of the train from the homeowner that appears to show the train starting to catch on fire about 4 miles outside of East Palestine?
I have not, no.
And will we be able to receive a list of the chemicals that were on the train and all the stuff that was on the train and the businesses involved?
I would imagine once the NTSB comes in and, with more of their people and starts that process, that'll be something that they'll release.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, it's been an incredibly long day for you both, and I was just wondering, personally, how are you guys doing?
I'm tired. I've been up since 5:30 the day before, but there's a very good team in there. We've created a very good group of people. Norfolk Southern has worked with us tremendously. They've helped us out, so I'm just tired. I want to go home and go to bed.
When did their crews get here, Norfolk Southern, and how many persons do they have working on this scene to try to assist?
As far as how many people, I can't quote. I don't know, have a number. Within a half hour, they were on the scene.
Yeah, their initial response personnel were here within 30 minutes.
Chief, you said it's kind of dangerous right now to get firemen out there to kind of assess it. Is there a benchmark that you're waiting for as far as when we see it's at this capacity we can kind of go in?
Whenever the professionals from Norfolk Southern feel confident enough that that rail car in question reaches a point of safety that we can get in there and do a further assessment, we'll work in conjunction with them under their direction. They are the professionals. They deal with this stuff. That's their job. When they say it's time to go in and put the fire out, my guys are going to put the fire out.
Any idea how long it takes when that plume is up for this vinyl chloride, which is sort of a carcinogenic, to dissipate? And you have no idea, like people are downwind or dark?
I can't answer that, sir. I don't have that information in front of me.
These families that have been evacuated from their homes and they can't be in their homes, there's evacuation order. Is it not important for them, and do they not have the right to know what was on that train, what they could potentially be breathing?
I can only give you the information that I have available to give. And the one that we are concerned with at this point is the vinyl chloride.
Are there any other chemicals that were on there, and if so, how many in different cars?
I couldn't give you a total number of how many in different cars. Yes, there were other chemicals.
Will you be seeking a list of those from Norfolk Southern?
Yes.
What is that other agency that would be able to give people that information?
I would say Norfolk Southern, the EPA, or the NTSB.
Will any of them be at one of these press conferences to answer questions?
As of right now, I can't answer that. I don't know. So.
It seems like a lot of the questions everyone's asking are questions that they need to answer. It would be helpful if they would be here.
Did you guys have any idea that something of this volatile had been traveling through your community, maybe on a daily basis?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys probably train for it, right?
Yeah.
But how many trains come through the village on a daily basis?
I wouldn't even begin to guess.
Yeah,
it's one of the main thoroughfares.
Okay.
A lot of trains come through with a lot of different product on it.
What about the adjoining businesses next to the track and where the fire is? Is there anything that's flammable there? Anything of concern?
Yeah, there are some products in some of those businesses that are of concern. That's why we took the measures we took to protect those businesses, which we successfully did. We had no internal damage or any product inside any of those businesses catch fire as a result of this.
Will any of those businesses be compensated also for their loss of?
Ma'am, I have no idea about compensation. We've said that 2 or 3 times already.
with the frequency of how many trains do come through the town, you do recall the last time something like this has happened, whether it be a derailment of this scale or just a derailment in particular?
The late 70s is the last time that I've heard of. I wasn't born yet, so it was the last time I heard. It took out, I think, one or two of the overhead bridges in town, and it was a train car of new cars. So there was new cars scattered everywhere. So.
Where do you guys go from here? That's my last question. Where do you go from here? What's the process?
The process is, as far as the village is concerned, is we have to let the professionals take care of this. We are by no means experts. They are. So they need to handle this. They need to tell us what to do, and we will do what they say to do. And then after that, the federal government will take over, and then it's their scene.
For those residents who can't get into their homes, who might have things in there that they need, like medications, is there a way that they can go back and get stuff that they might need?
So the Red Cross is available to assist with things like that. If people go to the shelter, they can make arrangements to get them replacement medication or any other health services that they may need.
Peggy, when this first happened, did the WENS network, was that used
Yes.
to notify people?
We used a WENS message. We also used an iPause message. So not only did it go to the subscribers to the system, but we also used the federal iPause system that hit every person that had a cell phone in the 1 mile radius of the incident.
Okay, so the radius that you sent the WENS out was within the 1 mile radius?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Do you know if you're going to have any disciplinary actions for any civilians that are still going around barricades?
That is a possibility. If it doesn't stop, there's definitely going to be actions. We don't want to have to go that route because the problem is if we just start arresting a bunch of people, we need the officers in town protecting our citizens. Not, I've noticed a lot of cars coming from Pennsylvania, even over. It seems like it's not our residents. Which I'm not saying our residents aren't, but it seems like a lot of Pennsylvania residents are coming over here, and we just need everybody just to stay where they're at and just please stay out of East Palestine until we get this under control.
How many people live in East Palestine?
48 to 4,900. I can't tell you the exact number right now.
And how many are evacuated?
We're estimating anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 is what that's lived in those homes. Actually, an actual number, we don't have that.
Roughly half.
Yeah.
About how many businesses are affected that couldn't open up today?
Rough estimate 10. Exact number I can't tell you because some are factories and I don't know if they had Saturday schedules. So.
Can we get just the correct spelling? I know you guys said your names, but can we get the spelling of the names?
Yeah, before we do that, I just have one more thing to say. Please stay out of East Palestine if you don't live here. Even if you do, if you're safe somewhere else, it's just a serious issue. Our police officers and our firefighters have more important things to do than tell people to leave the area. It was insane last night. I couldn't even get to the fire from my home, a mile away because, people were driving everywhere. It's a dangerous situation. That's why the evacuation notice is still, in place 1 mile around the scene. It's still a very volatile situation. It could turn in an instant. So please just stay out of town. So that's it.
Do you have the names of the businesses that were near the scene that were affected?
The closest ones were Lake Oil and Saram Fab, but Saram Fab I don't think was working today. I can't tell you that. That's the closest businesses. So.
Mayor, can we get you to spell your name, please?
Yeah, it's TRENT CONAWAY.
Chief.
Keith Drabick, KEITH DRABICK.
Peggy Clark, PEGGYCLARK.
You said you'll probably have another one of these tomorrow?
All right, so you just heard from the mayor, Trent Conaway, as well as the fire chief, Keith Drabick, and someone from the EMA, Peggy Clark. Now, the biggest thing that I took out of this today was stay out of East Palestine. That's what these officials are saying. Stay out of the town. They said that they've seen people over from Pennsylvania. I mean, it is very close to the Pennsylvania border, but they were saying it is dangerous and that this situation can turn in any second. So that is the biggest takeaway I took from this press conference. Another big thing is drinking water. They're saying that the drinking water may be discolored. There might be some low pressure. That's because they use 200,000 gallons of East Palestine water, as well as 200,000 gallons from tankers. And they're still fighting this fire. I mean, the smoke is still high. Fire is still burning. They're telling me that vinyl chloride is in this train. They're saying that safety features of these rail cars are doing its job. So that's why they're kind of stepping back, because that vinyl chloride, I'm told, is pretty dangerous. So they're letting those safety features go to work on that train, and they're just letting it burn, according to the mayor. They're saying stop drones, stop going to the area because it is very dangerous. So if you get anything from this newscast today, it is to stay out of the area. That evacuation order is still in place, a mile radius. And for that mile radius, it's 10 p.m. curfew tonight. Now, we're going to show you some video that our viewers have sent us. It just shows how unstable the derailment still is. We're actually going to show you the map where this is at. So just to kind of take you back on where this is at, there is that evacuation zone. So this is where it's the curfew is till 10 p.m. tonight. That information came from the Columbiana Sheriff's Department. This map shows kind of what officials have told us. It's for the area south of Highland Avenue, east of Market Street, and north of Jimtown Road. An alert sent by the Columbiana County Sheriff's Office earlier today said the area is still under that this order because of the instability with the train cars. And I mean, this press conference, they said that this is still a very active and dangerous scene, and they do not want anyone in that area. So that's where that map is. And let's see where we're going to go next. We're going to go to some video. This is new video from a viewer. Oh, look at those flames. I mean, this is still burning. The smoke is just billowing. These are viewer videos. I mean, if you have videos, send them our way. We'd love to show it on air and online. This video is just incredible to see how much damage this train derailment is causing. I mean, this has been happening since last night around 9 p.m. and it is still going. Okay, this viewer did send this video, but be sure to keep a safe distance back because officials are saying that it is not safe in that area. And I think I'm going to be able to show you our next video. All right, so this is our mass cam. First news reporter Abigail Cloutier and our photographer TJ Reniger is on scene. They've been there throughout the day. This is exclusive video from our mass cam, all right? So you can see just those smoke billowing, gives you a look over the buildings at the still burning wreckage. We were told that no buildings have been in it. Have gotten fire, but yeah, see those flames shooting in the air. There is still heavy smoke, and again, we are told that there is vinyl chloride within those train cars, and they're just letting the safety features of the rail car do their thing, and they're stepping back because of the dangers. Now, first news reporter Abigail Cloutier was inside that news conference asking many questions for you. Abigail also spent the morning covering the situation in East Palestine, kind of talking to people. Let me start by asking you, Abby, what have you been seeing around the village?
But you can also look it up and it'll tell you all the time.
Megan, as I've been in the village, all the morning and all afternoon, I've definitely noticed it's like a ghost town. There are not a lot of businesses open. There is a distinct smell in the air. It almost reminds me of paint thinner, but we're not really sure what we can attribute that smell to. Now, when I was in the press conference, definitely the biggest question was, what were those chemicals that were on the train? And they did give us a partial answer, and they are concerned about that vinyl chloride. It's not clear if those cars were on fire. I know they did mention those safety features are in place, but definitely they said the EPA and Norfolk Southern would be the ones to answer those questions, but it wasn't clear when or if either of those entities will be at one of these press conferences. Now, again, There is a curfew, there's a no-fly zone. The biggest thing is they're really asking people to stay away from this. When I was going and shooting video earlier, there's still a lot of smoke, a lot of fire, and I know they said that there are people on these rail tracks, and they're really asking people to stay away, both for their own safety and so that crews can do their job. Right now, they're letting this burn out until it's safe for crews to be on scene. Right now,
Abby,
we're looking at
Abby,
right now we're looking at what's going to happen next.
Abby, can you hear me? Yeah, I think you can hear me now. So, Abby, it was cold last night. I was on scene. I mean, you've been out there all day. This has got to be tough for first responders. Can you kind of give us any insight as to what that's like?
Definitely, it has been tough for first responders today. As you know, it was freezing last night. It's been really, really cold today. And even though they aren't actively fighting this fire right now, they're still out monitoring the situation, and police and fire are still out making sure that people are safe. And I know it was a difficult and long night for those people.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Abby. I know this is just an ever-changing scene, and we're just learning more. So thank you for being at that press conference today. We really appreciate it. Now, I'm going to show you some video that we got from one of our viewers, Justin Meek. He sent us this video. I'm going to have you take a look at your screen. It's from last night. Look at those flames. You can see a number of train cars on fire and all the smoke coming from those train cars. Now, if you have video, like I mentioned, or pictures, you can send it to us through our Report It tab on our website. All of the viewer content coming in, we're posting on the WKBN mobile app. We'll post all of the updates on evacuation orders. All right, so we're gonna. Yep, here's the QR code on your screen. You can scan that with your phone, and that'll take you to our WKBN app, and that's where we're kind of keeping you updated on everything when we aren't on air. Again, I want to go over a few more things real quick. Again, the biggest thing, stay out of East Palestine. Officials are really warning everyone, whether you're a resident or not. They say it's just very unsafe in the area. They don't know what could happen to that scene. Again, vinyl chloride, they believe, is in those trains, and they're just letting the safety features of the rail car do its work. They're kind of taking a step back because they said it's dangerous for their guys to be out there fighting that. EMA is on scene, as well as Norfolk Southern, their hazmat team. There's also a bunch of places where you can get help. We did learn of 31 Park Avenue. Again, 31 Park Avenue. Norfolk Southern is offering a family center. That's until 10 tonight, and it'll open back up at 8 a.m. So that's 31 Park Avenue, and all of this again is going to be on our website, WKBN.com. And again, we asked a very important question. If you need medication or some medical assistance, Red Cross is at the high school. They'll be able to assist you in those things if you're not able to get back into your home. Again, there is that shelter in place outside of the 1 mile radius. There's about 1,500 to 2,000 people in that 1 mile radius that are being affected by this mandatory evacuation notice. So if you need a place to shelter, you can head over to the high school or 31 Park Avenue starting this afternoon at 4. Again, all this information is going to be on our WKBN app as well as our website, WKBN.com. We're going to continue to follow this developing story. Our team's next newscast is at 6 tonight on 33 WITV, and I will see you on Fox Youngstown at 10 p.m. and on Channel 27 at 11. This has been a special report on WKBN 27 and 33 WITV. I'm Megan Lee from the Youngstown Next Star News Center. We now return you to regular programming.